Yo, we're back. I know it's been a long time and I've been so excited to do these new videos with you guys and talk about a few things that have been happening in my life. One of the biggest things that have changed is that I decided to go back to school and talk about mental health. You know, for a person that's very advocate about mental health, why not talk about it? So I'm here to share a couple of things that's been going on in my life and also help you guys on your journey, especially when it comes to mental health. One of the biggest things that I think that's really become a problem is knowing how to set boundaries. I think a lot of times that we sit there and we think we have boundaries, but a lot of times we want to sit there and not only just self-reflect on the things. So I know a lot of times we think we know boundaries, but a lot of times we have a lot of people in our lives that do actually affect our boundaries. So I kind of want to talk about, I kind of want to share some things that have in my life and hopefully these things can help you in your life. So I had a friend that I was talking to, I was interested in too. She was cute and everything, and we decided to try to work together. And through that, me and her both knew that we weren't going to see each other anymore. We both came to a mutual agreement, hey, this is not going to work, but still continued to try to work at the same working place. Me knowing me, I should have sat there and been like, you know what, I know this is not going to work because me, you're not seeing eye to eye, and I should sit there and try to find a different place. But because sometimes I personally don't go against the things that I believe in, and again, this is part of those things of self-development and self-growth, is to really try to understand what you need to do and what you need not to do. So I decided to keep on working there, and obviously, long story short, it didn't work things out. So if I can sit there and help you guys out on my journey, also share my things with you guys, I'd love to do that. So one of the first tips, number one, is to understand your traits and the things you value. And to understand that if they're not aligned with the things that you want in your life, you should cut those things off. And a lot of times I sit there and understand things in my life. I know sometimes we have those positives, those negatives, and a lot of times I'm just like, okay, I should take those negative things out of my life, but still continue to bring them into my life. So a lot of times we got to sit there and understand and say, hey, this is not working for me, so let's take it out. Some things that I keep on doing is not going to affect my overall behavior. So again, one of my favorite sayings is if it's not working, right, if things are not working, it's still the same, then obviously you're doing something wrong. Sometimes when I'm looking at my life and realizing when it's going really up and then it starts to shift down, it's because of decisions that I'm making. Step two, dose. Step two is to really look at your friends. I think a lot of times we don't look at our friends, especially our partners, but really our friends who we keep around us on a daily 7 and look at their lives is not here to cast any judgment, but for us to be honest with ourselves. And that's the biggest thing when it comes to self-development, is being honest with ourselves. And we have friends that we don't agree with their values and goals and morals or whatever you want to call it, but if you don't agree with the basic things of what they're doing in their life, why do we continue to be friends with them? Because we love them, because they've been our best friends since childhood, because we've known them our whole life, because they come to our family events on Sundays. Like a lot of times I think we need to sit there and understand like that these people in our lives are not creating value. If anything, they're creating more things that are going to distract us from our goals. I think a lot of times we need to sit there and realize like, hey, maybe I love you, but I need to start loving you from a distance because I have people in my life that I decided to cut out of my life because I realized that they're not bringing me any value. And I know that on my journey and when it comes to my goals, they're not coming along. They're actually like blockages, and it's making it very difficult for me to go forward, and I have to go around so many obstacles in my life because I have these people on my way. So that's number two. So step three. Number three, I think this is one of the most important ones that we need to have, is to stay focused on our goals. I know a lot of times we have things that go in our life, and I know a lot of people are like, well, Christian, you don't know my life, you don't know my struggles, you don't know my battles, you don't know what I've been through. And you're so right, but at the same time, we can't lie to ourselves. I know a lot of times we can't actually make the change to do better, but we decide not to do because sometimes it is scary. Like, I'm gonna be honest, like recording these videos can be scary to me sometimes because it's just like, I don't want anybody to cast judgment on me. I don't want somebody to sit there and look at me like, oh, this is stupid, I don't agree with that. But I have to understand where I want to be headed and where I want to chase my goals, because a lot of times we have to understand that we can be our biggest enemy and we have to chase our goals. We have to stay determined. We have to sit there and continue to walk all the way through. So those are my 3 points to all the ladies and gentlemen and all the beautiful people that watch this video. Hopefully you stay to the end. Make sure you like and subscribe, and peace.